it play and call it work.
Hey there, Wargamers, and welcome to another episode of the Open Vault. It is a slow week this week, so hopefully there's something interesting that happens, but honestly, I've been kind of sitting around all day waiting for Matthew and Luca to get back to their game, because they are actually, well, technically the only ones playing. Yeah, and Josh is away. He is away at a tournament, I think, in Texas. He'll be back next week, so we'll make sure to check in with him when he gets back. Quirk is off early, and Dave and Steve are working on something that is not able for me to show off. So that's kind of that. I guess I can kind of update you on my life, which is fairly lackluster. I've been staining a deck for my sister all week. That's about as interesting as my life gets. But hopefully someone else has something more interesting. So let's walk around and see what's up in the world of MiniWarGaming. Or at least the world of MiniWarGaming when everyone is gone away. So we're first going to hop over and check in with Chris. Hey there, Chris.
What's up?
Not much, actually. How about you?
It's actually pretty quiet, but, you know, like, I mean, this means we're all working and we're all busy and, you know, everybody's doing things and...
You're plugging away at your new series still?
I am still working on that. MiniWarGaming's Painting Academy. I mean, it's coming along. Again, it's geared towards, you know, the very new person. So like it basically with these videos, why they're taking longer than say like a quick tip is because well we're putting a little bit more effort into the video, so that you know it's just the production value is there, and it's something that you know we can you know reuse and
yeah, you wanted to like span the test of time a little bit.
Yeah,
you don't want it to go out of date really quickly.
Exactly, because I mean you can even go back to like the early quick tips and you know like how they were done versus how their later quick tips were done. You know what I mean? Like you can see there's actual progression in the quality in which you know the videos are done, and so
and refining the process and that kind of thing. So this is all new and got to kind of start from the base up again. And
yeah, exactly. And it's you know.
Any ideas on possibly when we'll start seeing that?
I'm hopefully we'll start posting stuff Friday. I mean, like I could post stuff today, right now, but I mean, it'd be really kind of like they're just you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like they're just intros to each of the segments, and so like if I posted a bunch of that, everybody'd be like, well, okay, great. What's the point of this, right? And so
it's actually making the content for each segment.
Right,
is what's
exactly.
next.
It's getting the content ready, and again, because I'm improving the quality in which I produce these videos, how I'm rambling right now, there's not going to be a lot of that. And
yeah, you were talking about how they're actually going to be scripted, correct?
Yeah, so each one is scripted, and so I'm, you know, basically just laying out concise information without me going and then, you know, going off on a tangent in this way and that way, as I usually do with any of the other videos. Anybody who's familiar with the quick tips, listening to the dialogue from those, I mean, like those are just kind of right off the top of my head and you know what I was thinking at the moments and you know, and so whereas if it was a very scripted kind of thing, it'd be a lot more concise and you know probably a lot shorter too.
Yeah, that's true, because once you kind of trim out all the ums and ahs, you realize that there's not that much content there sometimes.
Exactly. I'm barely talking without the you know. So yeah, and that's because we want a higher level to these videos, what we're geared towards, and so you know basically. But so I mean again, it hasn't been a whole lot to show for it right now. I mean most of it just sitting on my screen right now, but you know it's again it's not quick tips, it's not you know I mean this is a brand new thing we're doing, and again it's something that is geared towards the new people with getting them into the hobby and stuff, and then of course it carries on further. So a lot of the Vault members who are used to like you know a lot of the other videos and stuff like that, it's not going to be anything like that. It's completely different. It's a brand new thing. Mostly, it's really an older idea, but we're revisiting it. But, So yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm looking forward to it once I get it all completed. There's a lot to do. You know, and you know, writing is not really my strong suit. So as I'm writing these things down, I'm trying to just be to the point and what, you know,
Yeah.
how things occur, you know, especially within this hobby.
Because even when you write things, sometimes you add too many words and...
Right, yeah,
Gotta-
yeah, and even then you can get a little wordy. So every time I finish like a paragraph, I read it kind of, not out loud, but out loud to myself, and, you know, see how it kind of flows, and I'm trying to imagine, you know, projecting it to the camera, and, you know, it takes, again, it's just try not to be too wordy about things, and try not to use too many technical terms or anything like that.
Yeah, you don't want to go over anybody's head too much or anything such as
Right,
that.
yeah, well, I have to think about, like, exactly what I'm saying so that it doesn't confuse new people, somebody who's not familiar with any of these kind of terms. So I'm not trying to, you know, be too wordy, but I'm also trying to lay, you know, again, accurate information there. So that's going to be helpful, and so that's the main goal, is that this is something that somebody who's wanted to paint their miniatures but has not worked up the nerve to it, or, you know, they're just kind of, where do I begin, and how do I start this? And oftentimes with a lot of projects, that's the hardest part, is getting started. And so that's the goal of this series, is getting people started into the hobby, and, you know, hopefully lay out some proper foundations for later on when we get into other modules of topics and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess anybody who has unpainted miniatures at home can look forward to that.
Yeah. Hopefully, yes, definitely. So anybody out there who is still playing with gray miniatures,
Or I guess prime black even.
or just primed, you know, I mean, we go through everything from the very beginning, right from the assembly phase,
Okay.
all the way up.
Cool.
So the goal is that it gets you, the brand new person, into this hobby on a solid foot, and then we can take off from there. And of course, you know, the goal is that you're going to have good painted miniatures, good prepared miniatures that, you know, once you hit the table, you can say, well, I've got my army painted. It's, you know, it's various colors and the bases are done, and, you know what I mean? So that's the goal.
Very nice. All right. Well, I'll leave you to editing then.
Alrighty. Well, thank you.
And Rob's desk, as Rob is, I think he was here this morning, but I think he had to go home early. I know he's been having a couple headaches this past week, so it's just the chair. And same with Mike. Mike was also fairly sick this early on this week, or had been having, he's got some nephews at home that I think were sick as well. He got a new box, so there's some brand new miniatures that we can't see yet. So I unfortunately can't show those off.
I don't know if there is.
But, I mean, I don't know if I showed you guys these last week. These new Fire Slayers. I think I did. But Mike has just been getting in stuff a lot. There's actually a new second wave of painting partner program stuff. I think a video Matthew made for that is going to go up very soon, because there's a bunch of new Stormcast Eternals. I believe we're building an entire Gutbusters army. Trying to think of some other things that were in that list, but I can't really think of any off the top of my head. I think they're adding to, I think he's getting more MoonClan Grots and such for Age of Sigmar, so it's another big wave of Age of Sigmar stuff, and everybody can look forward to that soon enough, because we love Age of Sigmar here, and all of the models we keep adding are making these armies quite large, actually, as you've seen in the Why I Love series. So hopefully, if you haven't been watching those, check those out to see some of our large Age of Sigmar armies that will soon be growing. I'm going to carry on, and
Some stuff as well.
oh, Erin's on the phone. We'll come back to her.
I don't know what the currently is.
So we are going to come over here and see what's going on in here. Oh, I hear explaining. Just going to wait. Ooh. Branding. Hope you guys like staring at this logo for a little bit. Sorry about this. Oh. Is that a come in?
Come in.
Hello. What? He's behind the door again. I knew it was going to happen this time. You tried to.
He came in. He always looked right at him now.
Well, when I know there's two people in the room, it's just like I only see one.
He's behind the door again.
He's always
He's
him.
hide over here so the next time. So he looks behind the door, and while he looks, he over there. I'll get you again.
I'm sure you will. So what have we got here?
Okay, so before you show anything,
Oh, you didn't see that?
It's okay. Something that you see on here is a spoiler for episode.
No.
1, 2, 3,
10?
4, 5, 6, 7. Episode 7
Yes,
of
7.
Deathwatch Tyrants, which is already out by the time you watch this. So if you don't want the spoilers, then skip this part because there's something on the
Okay.
table that is going to give away something that happens. So you've been warned. We're filming the season finale.
Ooh.
So I guess there will be other spoilers too because you'll see who's still alive and who's not. That'll be on here. So just, yeah. You can show it though if people want to see it. Otherwise, they can just skip this part.
Just go a quick
Just kind of go across. We won't talk
scan
about it
across
too
the
much.
tables.
This is the last mission for Luca, and then I still have to film the last missions for Quirk. So it actually ended up being 2 separate stories. And so it is almost like 2 different narrative campaigns wrapped in one. That all the ones for free on YouTube ended up being their own thing.
Oh,
And
wow.
all the ones in the vault ended up being their own thing. Like my plan was always to kind of do that and then have them come together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The way the story went, they have very much diverged. And
Interesting.
So there are 2 separate, very different stories that are going to happen.
So typically, yeah, like when you typically do this, you have a big final game with all 3 of you and do that. But I guess
That's the last game in the vault. But in this case, somebody who's not a vault member could actually just watch Luca's.
Yeah.
And there is an entire complete story there. And then somebody who's, if you're a vault member, you get a second story for free and all the extra battle reports. So it's interesting to do it that way. I hadn't planned that from the start because we did Ilaras Awakening. We kind of did the same thing, but you guys came together in the end, right?
Yeah.
That even though you didn't play together, your mission at the end was not the final mission.
Right.
Your mission influenced Steve's final mission of whether those troops would be at that fight and whether they would get through.
Surprisingly, I won that game.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
yeah, if you haven't seen Ilrath's Awakening,
Previous
Luca,
after losing everything beforehand, more spoilers.
now he's just doubled down.
So yeah, I'm not sure how people feel about that. Let me know in the comments. Obviously, people who are not vault members are going to be like, yeah, I prefer that the story is complete. That's out on YouTube. But unfortunately, we need vault members in order to survive.
For sure.
Yeah, so I do have to kind of think about that and be like, but I want to tease you into the vault. I want to be like, yeah, okay, you can have 90% of the story for free, but the final one's in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tough thing, right? Like I want people who are not vault members to be able to get good content too, but at the same time I want people to become vault members because that is what employs everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So
honestly, that's it. If YouTube revenue went away, we could survive. But if
Yes.
the vault went away, not a single person could work here, including myself.
Which would be very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it would not pay. Like it barely would cover the lease of the place and our
Jeez.
bills.
Yeah.
That would be it.
I think that's a common misconception that everyone thinks that YouTube money is all wonderful and great, but
Not. It's pretty bad.
it is.
Even for the bigger YouTubers, they've had more problems with it as well in the past couple of years. There's been a lot of changes that don't make it a very reliable source of income. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, there's my spiel. Become a vault member.
Do
Must be
it.
because of the extra behind the scenes that you're doing. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. You actually got to find out who is Cullen. I'm doing me today.
You're doing you.
I'm
Oh.
doing me. I've not yet figured out how I'm going to do it
I
yet.
thought you said
You set up the camera.
Helen. I thought you said who is Helen. I'm like, oh, wait, who is
Helen?
Who is Helen? That is a big question.
He said you were finally meeting Helen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And tomorrow, when you're probably watching this, I am starting to film with Steve Watchers in Death,
Ooh.
our Age of Sigmar Death Watch ripoff. But is it a ripoff when you're ripping off yourself?
I
I'm
don't.
sure there's a term for it.
Selling out?
Maybe.
I don't know. We thought the Death Watch are so popular with 40K, why not try it with Age of Sigmar? The story, though, I have to say, way cooler than Death Watch.
Really?
Oh, there's so much more you can do in Age of Sigmar.
Well, because there is no Death Watch in Age of Sigmar, so I had to come up with their thing. Like, who are they? What are the Watchers in Death? Why do they have black armor? Why do they come from the different storm hosts? Why are they in the realm of death?
Okay.
Watching it. Watching death.
So there's a lot more writing on your part.
Yeah, there's a lot more backstory. I came up with what I think is a pretty cool concept for the Watchers in Death, and the curse that they have that forces them to be the Watchers in Death.
Interesting.
And then the story arc that's going to be happening as they wander through the realm of death, looking for an end to that curse. That's all I'm going to say right now because you're going to have to wait a couple weeks. Hopefully next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the next Saturday, hopefully we'll have the season premiere out.
Cool.
This Saturday we won't have any Age of Sigmar narrative campaigns, but we should have Titanicus and some other stuff going up too.
Yes, Luca did play a game of Titanicus this week.
I played 2.
Ooh.
One was off camera though. Practice game.
And what'd you think of it? First impressions?
Gotta watch the review on Saturday to find that
I was
out.
gonna say there was a long discussion.
True.
Video, but
Quick.
I was like here when I heard it was coming out, and I'm like up here after playing it. That's all I can give you.
Very nice.
Very
Very, very nice.
So it exceeded expectations.
Exceeded that. Thank you. Those are the words I was looking for. So I just my head. It was here, and now I'm here. Thank you.
It's like it's higher than something
Yeah.
that
But
was
it's-
perceived.
There's a
pointing
greater
a certain
value.
way. Right.
It was good.
Awesome. Glad to hear. All right. Well, I will leave you guys to finish this game. And Luca, don't have all your guys die.
Well,
Well, no promises.
As it always goes.
I'll try and be safe. You know. But
Okay.
as the game progresses, that's harder to do.
This is the mission last time we played Deathwatch where Theo died.
Yep.
Womp womp.
So we'll see what happens this time.
Indeed.
See you around.
Bye-bye. Let's check back in with Erin now that she's off the phone. Hey, Erin, how's life?
Hey, Colin, life's pretty good.
Now that all the shirts are sent off?
All the shirts are gone until we get accidents, which I'm sure there'll be one or two.
Yeah, because we have quite a bit left, actually, right?
Yeah, we ordered extra of everything, so it's all sitting in the bag. I don't want to look at it ever again.
You're hoping nobody has any issues?
Yeah, I know there'll probably be one or two. But that's just
Mail.
averages.
Anything else interesting going on?
I'm about to ship magnets. That's about it.
That's about as fun as it gets here.
Yeah.
Slow day indeed for everyone, it seems. Okay, well, I think I'm going to pop down with Lee then.
Okay.
Let's see what
probably
he's
a lot
up.
more interesting than I am.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I know I think he's working on some Titanica stuff, but we're going to find out in a second. We're in Lee's office already. That was fast. And of course, we've got the big table. And if you want to see updates on that, there was a video that came out today, so yesterday, that you can check out all the updates on the massive gaming table that Lee has been working on.
Yeah.
So, what are you up to that? Because you are working on things that are not related to that right now.
Yeah, I haven't done anything on this for over a week.
Okay.
So basically, the last video update is it's still the same.
Where you're at, right?
I did add some details to the crane, but
That's just the
the blue,
blue, yep.
but
Just adding some, I guess, what is that, like
plasma.
glowy bits to it.
But that's just while I was waiting for other stuff to dry.
Because last week you were pretty much all working on Titanica stuff and getting all those knights painted up, which look amazing, by the way.
And the Titans.
Oh, yeah. How was that to build and assemble?
Well, it was the first time I ever did those kits.
Yep.
So each of the Titans took me a day to assemble.
They were really big kits, actually.
Yeah, they're actually they're 3 stuffed sprues.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even including extra weapons. That's just, they give you one weapon option.
Yeah.
So, those are pretty packed kits.
Yeah, they're really nice though.
Mm-hmm.
You can, like customize and all the armor plates are separate, so you can paint them separately.
Mm-hmm. It's very cool to actually be able to own a knight without spending $1,000 or so, whatever the...
A Titan.
Yeah, the Titan. I keep saying knight, but yeah.
You're like Luca,
I know.
calling them knights.
Well, they're like knight-sized now, and that's why it's confusing me.
It's different scale.
I know that. Speaking of different scale, we got little buildings.
We got little giant buildings. This is from the Titanicus kit that I'm actually
Because
in the process of painting.
that's the one thing, right? Now we have everything of a different scale, but all of our terrain is scaled up for 40K and Age of Sigmar and stuff, so the small little terrain is now what we're lacking. Obviously, we've got some rocks and things that don't have a scale that work nicely, but buildings are not something we own, so...
No. So this is just the stuff from... I'm not sure what it's called. It's like the limited edition deluxe box who has the rules and the Titans and everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure we're okay to show this now because
Yep, oh yeah. We had our...
the cat's out of the bag.
Meow.
Meow.
Why are you keeping your cats in bags?
So I can let them out of the bag.
I mean, actually, you know, when you leave a paper bag on the ground, your cat likes to go in it anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. And then, what's that back there?
It's with Dreadclaw.
That's your personal one?
Yeah.
For your blood angles?
Yeah, it's number 1 of 8.
1 of 8.
1 of 8.
Jeez.
I'm basically doing my army list, but exchanging all the raiders for Dreadclaws.
Wow. Because why not, right?
Yeah, and adding 3 Stormwinds.
Jeez.
So I'll have 11 drop pods.
All of the flying things?
Yeah.
Sweetness.
It'll be fun.
So what is the next step on these little buildings?
I'm gonna decide what color I'm gonna have them. I'm not sure. I
Yep.
don't know.
Got many colors over there.
Yeah.
You just spraying them with the rattle cans?
Yeah, pretty much. Because I could use airbrush, but
But the cleaning of an airbrush can be a little fiddly sometimes, right? So we'll give you a live look in on how Lee does things, I guess, as he thinks, contemplates.
they're not all gonna be the same color. But
You want to add some variance, but also cohesiveness, I guess. And obviously, we're doing this in the nice spray booth, so it's at least ventilated in here.
well, it actually does stink in here.
It's a little smelly, but definitely not as much as if you were to just do this without any sort of ventilation. Would definitely not be good. See how close I can get without getting anything on the camera, obviously. And boom, green.
Green, and then we do this.
It's a lighter green.
Yep.
Give it a little bit of highlighting. Oh yeah. It's a much lighter green.
This is pretty much what I did to the big board.
To all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's just as simple as that. And now you're going to do the same kind of weathering where you hit it with the brown as well?
Yeah.
Just to get it some dirt, weathery wear look. Oh, but you go from the bottom.
Yep.
I guess that makes sense, so it trims where it would be actually touching said ground.
Ah! It folded down.
Knocking things over. Oop, little sticky.
Oh, that's pretty much done.
Boom. Are you going to pick out any of the details, or?
Some of them, but I'm not sure how much though.
Yeah, because I mean, they are very, very small,
Yeah.
as we can see in comparison.
Yeah.
But that's a really quick way to get your terrain done, I guess.
Yeah.
Quick, simple.
Doesn't take that long if you have like a spray booth or a good place outside somewhere where you can actually.
Yeah,
Because it has to be ventilated.
for sure.
That's
For
why I
sure.
have a fan over there blowing the air towards the booth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Keeps
Yeah.
it a little less smelly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that's what Lee is up to, and I guess you got the rest of the buildings to work on, and
Yep.
then I guess back
Nothing
to...
else to report really.
No?
No.
I know you did some cool... I didn't actually show them off on Matthew's desk, I forgot about them, but the... What was that Night Haunt character?
What's his face, McGee?
What's his face McGee? Do we have his What's his face McGee's box?
I have another one.
Lee going through his...
This guy.
The Night Haunt... Reichner?
Yes.
You did hit him up. I'm really big fan of that one. That one's super duper cool
And the other
looking.
one's a super secret, so.
Not a word.
So I'm
Actually,
gonna show off the other one. Take the first one off.
actually, Matthew did mention what it was. That Lee was working on something for the new Watchers in Death campaign.
Yep.
He did give a brief mention of what it is, so...
So yeah, and I really have to get this table done though.
It is, like, it's... What would you say, 90% there? 80% there?
It was like, yeah, like 85.
You just want to work on the train blade, don't you?
Well, I haven't decided what to do with it yet.
That's what's going to be
Yeah,
the
that's
train
been
blade,
like that for a month, like a couple months now.
right? So, we'll go there on those tracks. So, cool. And, I guess that's kind of it for an open vault, isn't it?
I think so.
Very slow day here at MiniWarGaming. And as per usual, guys, if you want to see more content, check out the MiniWarGaming Vault, where I will be hopping in to do a Who is Cullen. I've been covering all the content produced. What are you laughing at?
You're gonna be interviewing yourself.
I think so. I was hoping that Luca or Steve would be available. I'm going to pop in actually after I make this video, see if Steve's finished up with his video. The secret one with Dave he's working on, and maybe he'll be there. I guess you'll find out when you click on the link. in the description down below, and find out a little bit more about me, how I got here, why I'm here, what I do,
Who are you?
who I am. Just like everyone else, because I think we've covered, we have covered almost everybody except for Matt and Dave. And yeah,
Quirk. Did you do Quirk?
I did Quirk.
Okay.
So that's all I got for you today, guys. Sorry that it's been a slow day. Hopefully next week we'll for sure get a check in on Josh and talk about how his trip went, because I know that's he's been looking forward to that for a little while. So that should be fun. So that's all for this week, guys. Happy wargaming. Have a good week.